Hello, universe, this is Hyperkinetic Owlet, and welcome back to Scientific Survival. As you can see, I'm standing on top of my roof because I was having a good time admiring how great these flames look behind me. I enjoy it, but I also hurt myself. That actually fall damage that I took right there is actually the reason that I'm going to be, doing this first bit of the video. What I'm going to do is I kind of cheaped out on the last video, only gave you guys 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here to our power armor tinker table, and I'm going to make an addition to my boots. So basically right here, we can make a servo motor and some wool and add that onto our boots to actually make me take less fall damage. So I'm going to start by making the servo motor. For a servo motor, I'm gonna need. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find a forge hammer, because I'm gonna need to make some iron sheets or iron plates or whatever they're called. It actually might be in my equipment chest over here, because I did make a small attempt at organizing some things. Was that tin or iron? Okay, I was gonna say that's quite a lot of iron just to be sitting in a chest. Well, this is unfortunate. So, I seem to have lost my forge hammer. I'm just gonna go ahead and check over here in this, this right here, but if it's not in here, then I'll just make myself a new one. It's not particularly expensive. Okay, I can't see any, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this iron, because that's all I really need to make myself a forge hammer, and I will go ahead and plonk this in here. Make myself a forge hammer like so, I believe it is, just 5 iron ingots, and put that there. And now I just need to make a whole crap ton of iron plates, because I'm going to be making, I think, 6 of these basic machine casings, and I need to head over here because I need 4 solenoids. Solenoid is just 4 coil and a basic machine casing, so I'm going to put 4 in there like so, and just do this. And I should be able to make myself, this is a solenoid, right? I think it's a solenoid, because I have made these servo motors before. If you did not notice, I now effortlessly step up 1 block inclines like they're stairs, and that's just because I've installed some servo motors on my leggings. If you look here, this one, uphill step assist, it says salvage, which means I've already installed 2 servo motors. So that's how I actually know what I'm doing here. I'm also going to need some electronic circuits, 2 of them. So, oh, I just threw my sword on the ground. If you're wondering why I'm a bit clumsy this episode, it's because... Oh, did I leave my sword laying on the ground? Yes, I did. If you're wondering why I'm a bit clumsy this episode, it's because I have an all-new keyboard. It's actually not all new. It's all new to me, given to me by my good friend Raleigh, who is in my Hunger Games video. And, it's quite nice. I actually like it quite a lot, so shout out to you, Raleigh, for giving me a keyboard. It's a Logitech, it's probably Logitech. It's a Logitech keyboard. Don't be mistaken that I don't know what Logitech is. I just have no idea how to pronounce it. I imagine it's Logitech, though, because it sounds like logic, and that sounds like the kind of thing that people would brand themselves as. In any case, the Logitech branding aside, I'm going to head out here and collect myself some sticky resin, because I'm going to need to smelt that up to make myself an electronic circuit. So, can I grab it? Can I get it? I got it. Alright. I'm going to need 6 pieces. I've got 3. That should be either 4 or 5. I don't know. This is 2. Yeah, okay. So I've got 6 pieces. I'm going to head downstairs, throw that in the electric furnace, because the electric furnace is very quick. And then I will explain, aside from the power armor, what we're going to be working on in this video. So essentially, the reason that I'm going to be building what I'm going to be building in this video is because we have quite a bit of mithril, and yeah, you might get a hint here. Mithril is a very good material, not just for making the sword that I'm holding right now, or pretty strong pickaxes, but also for making mithril bows, which you use mithril rods, iron, some string. So mithril rods, here's another tree tap, I'll just dump that in there. Mithril rods are something you can use to make a mithril bow, as I said. And mithril bows deal, I think, 15 damage, so they're quite good. The problem is we don't have chickens, so we can't exactly make arrows, which means that we're going to have to get arrows from skeletons. And this leads me up to basically what I'm going to be working on in this episode, which is a mob spawner. And, I mean, of course, a mob spawner is going to be useful for way more things than just getting us some arrows to fire out of our mithril bows. It's also going to be useful, I mean, just for getting gunpowder in an easy way, or grabbing some extra string, or doing any of that stuff that you really need from mob drops, because fighting mobs in an uncontrolled environment is not a lot of fun, and being able to control where they are and make it so that they can't hurt you at all is definitely quite cozy. So once we have our arrows, this is sort of going to lead into the project that we're going to be undertaking next episode, where we're going to be going to the Nether. And you guys might have noticed that in this video I'm actually not being joined by my good friend Slapface, which is quite unfortunate. I was looking forward to recording with him again, but he had other plans, I believe, because today is in fact the last day of school for all of us. So it's a time for celebration. All right, let me try and remember what I'm doing here. I saw I made some sort of weird alloy that is good for making force ingots. So I'm gonna take a look. Force ingot, not force ingots. Let's see. Okay, so I can make force ingots using. I still haven't figured out how to make mob ingots, but that's not really a problem. All right, let me see. I'm looking for. It says 1 of 1, but I'm going through several pages. 1 of 11. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. So we want dart crafting. We want to find some weird alloy. Here we go. Okay, gold. That's not a weird alloy. Bronze. We can use bronze. Okay, I think that's probably our best bet. Or I think it was silver that I saw, because we have a bunch of silver, and I was wondering what on earth we can do with it, because as far as I can tell so far, silver is not particularly useful for anything except like redstone inductance coils. So yeah, I'm not particularly enticed by that, so I don't feel too bad about using that to make myself some good old force plates. So let me do that. I don't think it's important that it's in a certain shape, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'll just need to make myself. I'll make them all into force plates, because I can't imagine another use for it. Force plates seem to be quite helpful, and then I'm just gonna head over here and make myself an electronic circuit. I do think that while it is cozy to have some realism in Minecraft, it also adds quite a few steps, which is somewhat unfortunate. But at the same time, I do think I'm getting much better at remembering these recipes, and I'm becoming much more efficient with my crafting. So let's see if I can remember how to make these. Alright, so we've got 2 servo motors here. Now I just need to head upstairs and grab myself 2 pieces of wool, and I will have my reduced fall damage boots ready. So I'm gonna head over here and get myself some wool, and I'll just shove that in the tinker table, and we will be sorted. So that's 2 pieces of wool right there. Head down to my power armor tinker table, and that will be done. And then I actually haven't been in third person mode with my amazing new armor yet, so I want to show you guys that, because I think it looks really cool. And once Slapface is back, we are going to be actually making ourselves armored jetpacks, which is incredibly difficult. So here we go. We've got some. I'm gonna up the power a bit, because this, apparently, the more power you have, the more it drains your battery, but the more it also reduces fall damage. This thing actually doesn't have a power option, but I think that there are options that I've installed here where you can actually increase the power. The tinker table is a bit overwhelming. It takes quite a bit of detail. Essentially, you have to know, like, how heavy you want your armor to be. It's very weird. As I was mentioning, though, once Slapface gets back, we're actually going to be, I'm actually going to be armor plating our jetpacks, which may sound easy, but is actually quite difficult. Let me look it up. So a armored jetpack you can make with diamond dust, a steel block, and bronze ingots. So it's going to take quite a bit of mining, but first I want to go in third-person mode just so you can see how awesome this is. This is my back, right? And I think that jetpack looks absolutely sweet. And, let's see. It's F5? Yeah. This is my front. I mean, I look like the good guy stormtrooper, but with a jetpack. My appearance could not be any sexier. So, oh dear, I'm changing items on my hotbar when I mean to move. The new keyboard is quite confusing. I'm gonna head in here, and I think it's out here. This is my dump chest for when I go mining, and grab my lumber axe, because we are gonna be using that. Here's my forge hammer. There's some cloud in there as well. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm going to head out into the wild, and I almost forgot the most important thing, but first I need to head upstairs to dump some of this cobblestone. I'll just throw all of this in here, I don't need any of that, and make this into stone bricks. So our entire mob spawner that I'm going to be building is going to be made entirely out of stone bricks, and I think it's quite a cool effect. I've done it before, and you, upon seeing the contents of this chest, you may be like, whoa, hyperkinetic Allet, you have, and by the way, hyperkinetic Allet, I realize, is a mouthful. I've noticed that some people in the comments section have been calling me Allet, which I have no problem with. I may actually take after that myself. So you may be saying, whoa, Allet, why so many stone bricks? And the answer is that I'm planning actually to push this mob spawner basically all the way up to the building limit, which, if you didn't know, is 255 blocks. Because I'm going for a pretty traditional build. I can't say that it's original because, I mean, several skilled Minecraft players have done it before my time. So basically it's going to be these large platforms, large dark platforms on which mobs can spawn. Am I even picking up this wood? I don't think I am. Yeah, my inventory is full. Oh well, I don't really need any more wood. But I can throw out the sand. I don't really need the sand. I also have a lot of raw beef from killing cows because in the next episode I'm going to use up all of my diamonds and diamonds. I'm going to use. I just can't resist doing crazy things like that. What was I going to throw out again? This piece of sand. I'm going to use all my diamonds, and we're going to go to the Nether and do cool stuff, which is a reason I'm slightly regretful that Slapface is not going to be here this week, because I think we really would have enjoyed going to the Nether together. The Nether together. Oh, that's a cute rhyme. And if you haven't noticed, this world is pretty heavily modded. Don't expect there to be an exception for the Nether. The Nether is full of mods as well. It's not going to look anything like what you guys have seen before, so I would be looking forward to that episode if I were you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start building. So it really is very basic. I'm going to start here with just this platform, and it really is as simple as you could possibly think it could be. That was an awkward sentence. So basically, mobs are going to land in here, and actually I should make myself an infinite water source because I'm going to be using quite a bit of water. I'm going to, let me grab this, let me grab a bucket of water so that I can make myself an infinite source. Anyway, it's a very simple mob spawner. It just uses the idea behind, like, I guess, the way that water moves. So if you didn't know this, water actually will extend in a straight line for 8 blocks. So basically, we're going to have these, I believe, oh dear, piling up is a disaster, but thanks to my jolly servo motors, I'm actually not taking too much damage. I forgot, actually, something that I was going to do was look up the distance that you have to be from mobs in order for them to spawn, but that's no big deal. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around 20 to 25. So I'm just going to, I think this height should be sufficient, because I want you to be able to stand here and sort of swing, but at the same time, it's not going to be a huge deal because there are going to be so many levels that are so high up that it doesn't have to be spawning in the first level for you to be able to swing. I just want to see how much my fall damage is actually reduced. That's very impressive. I think that's about a 15 block drop, and I only took half a heart. I think it was well worth the large amount of iron that I spent making those servo motors. So you might have noticed already that I've depleted 1 stack of stone bricks, so it really was not an overestimate to use so many stone bricks. It really is going to be a very taxing task to construct this large structure. Basically, what I'm going to do is, it's going to take quite a while, so I'm just going to build 1 level, and then I'm going to work on it in between episodes and show you guys, when I'm done with it. I was so surprised that I'm not in creative mode, because I'm flying, and I've been working on the adventure map that I'm building, so I expected that stone brick block to be destroyed immediately. Alright, let's see, where do we want the front of this spawner to be? I think we'll put the hole right here, so there just needs to be a 1 block hole. I'm actually, yeah, okay, 1 block hole should do, because I can fly, so I can get over the thing. I don't need to get out that way. Any case, I'm getting distracted, so yeah, I'm basically gonna do one level of the mob spawner, basically so you can see the mechanics behind it, which should be pretty obvious if you've been playing Minecraft for any large period of time. And I'm just gonna then go ahead and complete some more levels of the mob spawner. It basically, so let me give you a picture of what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna have these troughs extending. Okay, so water is gonna flow up to this point. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wall. There's gonna be a wall here. And then this is just going to be a trough like this, and it's going to go up 2 blocks on either side. So let me try and give you a picture of what that's going to look like. Basically, we're going to have, this is going to go all the way to the back, and then there's going to be the wall of the spawner right here, because water will flow for 8 blocks. So if I put a water source block, let's see, the wall is going to be like this, right? Like so. Okay. The wall is going to be like this. I need to get back to my house and go to bed, but first I'd like to give you a basic idea of how this is going to work. So the wall is going to be like that, and then we're going to have a water source block right here and right there, like that. And basically what that water source block is going to flow to the very end. It's going to flow to the very end down there. So mobs that spawn on the platforms are going to fall into the water. The trough is going to be 2 blocks deep so that they can't swim out or jump out or do anything of that sort. And basically, it's going to push them so that they are going to fall down that hole into the hole that I've made for them, and I'll be able just to swing at them there and gain levels and drops and all sorts of jolly things. So, I'm actually, I saw the start of the spawner on the minimap and I was very confused. Oh, what's that, a skeleton? You should die, skeleton, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, there are 2 of them. One of them is an enchanted bow. That's racist. It's not racist. I'm not sure why I said that. Alright, so let me just kill these guys. I think they don't understand that I have good armor. And grab this sack of loot right here. I've got 2 arrows and didn't pick up the enchanted bow, unfortunately. Let me make sure that I didn't just leave it there. Alright. Yeah, there was no enchanted bow for me to pick up. So I'm just going to head up here and work on the first level so that you can get a better picture of what it's going to look like. So yeah, as you can see down there, there's just going to be a nice little hole. Nice little hole that they're going to fall down like that, except they are not going to have jetpacks because they're mobs. The jetpack is actually getting quite annoying, so I might take it off. But the problem with taking it off would be that, like, there are going to be some sticky situations where I fall down there that I'm going to have to escape rapidly. So I don't really want to take them off. Also, something that I'm very glad to see, this might seem kind of ironic that I'm glad to see it, but I am glad to see that the power on my power suit is actually going down. Which one? Right, 9.97k out of 10k. I'm not, well, actually, why is the power going down on that one? As far as I can tell, there's nothing actually installed on that. An airtight seal, but... Okay, so apparently it's taking power from my helmet, because the like, equipment is on my boots. I'm not sure why that's working the way it is, but I'll take it. My helmet has the basic battery in it. Perhaps it just takes from, you know, whichever unit has a basic battery. That would make some sense. So, basically, I actually really like the way this looks. Underneath, and I'll show you once I have basically a basic picture of the first level completed, and I think you'll agree it looks quite nice. So I'm actually not gonna, like, obscure it from view, because I think it looks really pretty, which is kind of a goofy thing to say, because it's a mob spawner, and mainly based off of utility, but I do think it looks quite nice. Like, the troughs make this cool dip pattern, that's quite cool. So let's see, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 1 more and then a wall. And I'm going to begin filling in the water just because this is getting a bit boring. And boring is not good. And because I cheaped you out on the last video, I am going to be making this video just slightly longer. And then in between episodes, I will reserve some time so that I can work on building up this mob spawner and getting some mob drops. Hopefully it will work as successfully as this has worked when I've built it in other worlds. I know it's a fairly generic, fairly boring mob spawner, so if you find this uninteresting, I don't blame you. It's a pretty generic mob spawner, but it's the most effective that I've ever encountered, so I'm not gonna stray from the beaten path. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 2 more blocks, and then the wall to go up. So 1, 2, wall right there, and I'll just fill this in. So, as I mentioned, next episode I am actually going to be... Oh dear. Next episode I am actually going to be going to the Nether, which is just as heavily modded as the overworld. Well, I wouldn't say just as heavily modded. There aren't, well, I don't know. It's not like machines are built specifically into the overworld, but you'll see what I mean. There's a lot of cool stuff in the Nether that make it a more survivable habitat, to be honest. That's also the main reason that I wanted to make this mob spawner, because I mean, I can make myself a mithril bow. We have all the mined equipment for that, but we just don't have the arrows. And if I want to go up against ghasts and blazes and all sorts of other horrible mobs like the ones that inhabit the Nether, I am going to want to be well prepared, so I do want to have a bow on me. I do have a jetpack. You might not have noticed, but I do have a jetpack, which will make it easier to fight ghasts, but there is something that feels quite wrong about walking up in a ghast's face and attacking it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more in a wall, just like before. And I will be almost finished with this first level. I just need to fill in the sort of platforms that are just going to be 2 blocks elevated from the troughs. As you may have noticed, my level is quite high, so another thing that I'm going to be working on in the next episode, because I sort of want to mine all my obsidian in one fell swoop, that's kind of the reasoning here, I'm going to go ahead and make myself an enchanting table as well, to get rid of these pesky 37 levels, because it takes so much more XP to get from level 37 to 38 than it does to get from, like, 1 to 2. You know, that takes about, like, 1 vein of coal, whereas, I mean, this is just absolutely absurd. So let me just finish off this last trough here, and I will fill in the water, and then we can work on the platforms, and you will see basically how this mob spawner works. It's pretty basic. I'm sure you get the idea by now, but it is the most effective mob spawner by far that I've ever encountered. So I do feel inclined to use it. Sorry if I just bumped my microphone. I was reaching up to itch my nose. Even the sheepiest of us do have to itch our noses, so... okay. I have to admit, the jetpack is a really cozy addition to my my everyday scientific life. So as you can see, the 8-block trough works perfectly. I keep falling down holes. The 8-block trough works perfectly. The water stops right at the edge. If you want to make a slightly smaller and more low budget, perhaps earlier game mob spawner, you can put signs, if you didn't know this, it's quite a handy piece of information. You can put signs on those blocks right there, and that will actually stop the water from flowing, because Minecraft, the game, I mean, considers the blocks to be... considers the signs to be full blocks, so water can't flow there because the block is already occupied. Let me see where the sun is. Okay. The block is already occupied, so there really is, the water can't go there, because it's kind of like equivalent to the code of the game, like placing a piece of cobblestone there, even though we know as players that it is very different. So I'm just going to throw this last bit of water in, and as you can see, any mob that lands in any of those troughs, as they naturally will just because of their roaming code, they will, I don't know why I didn't plug that up. They're gonna land in here. They're just gonna be pushed here, except I'm holding the shift key, so I won't fall off. But fortunately, skeletons and creepers and all sorts do not have the shift key. Oh wow! I just tried to swim. That's the other thing about wearing the jetpack, is that swimming is non-existent. You just hold the space button, and the space key is what I meant to say. You just hold the space key, and you go flying instead of swimming. An interesting experience. So I'm just going to build up the walls here so that the mobs actually cannot swim out, and build along the platforms, and I will be done for this episode. Actually, speaking of finishing the episode, I think I will end off here, because it's just going to be me sort of filling out these platforms. It's going to be quite dull, nothing of particular interest. So hopefully you enjoyed you enjoyed watching me collect my ridiculous amount of stone bricks from the chest downstairs, work on some power armor, actually, which has been quite helpful in preventing fall damage, start building the mob spawner, and hopefully you will join us next time, when we will have the mob spawner complete, well, not complete, but in a much improved state, and we will head to the Nether, as well as enchant some equipment. So I hope to see you guys then. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It does help me out a lot, and it is very inspiring to see likes on my videos. Thanks very much for watching.